So are they in your possession now?
It's always been in my possession. The tigers are my animals, and I've been feeding them. I fed them with one cow every 3 days. The two of them.
You feed them with a cow?
Yeah, it's very expensive to keep them. If not, they would eat you. Yeah, you have to feed them. You have to let them, because you are flesh. If you're not giving them any flesh and you're standing in front of them, they have to use you as a substitute. So and it's right. I read in some part of the Bible that the king is blessed for even taking care of his animals.
A few months ago, Jacob Freedom Caesar, Adudona friend Cheddar, became topic of discussion in Ghana after sending neighbors be a blow alarm say in fact okipi 2 tigers e woni fie. Omuso say tigers ni benyi na one day omabe pounce on them as neighbors na che so mariom. Ebinum krampo chiremu say tigers no e bon. Na eno and omo advice say government of Ghana should step in and possibly seize these tigers. True to their words and as suggesting the government of Ghana actually stepped in and tried seizing these animals. Jacob Freedom Caesar Abe offer a clarity on that particular issue during an exclusive interview on Hits FM. All credit to them with senior man and the Dusty. Ochiremua or say government of Ghana ain't me and seize the animals. Or say animals no any dear. Not Tonebo explaining at the cruelty or these 2 tigers at the Ghana. Or say it is for tourism purpose. No, we see ultra modern zoo for the animals are very soon obe recreate these animals just ombe wumba na just Ghana abedane a hub of reproducing these animals omuye wild animals. One fancy ho the okan ya blow the minds of Ghanaians and he say or see every 3 days we feed these 2 tigers with 1 full cow. We check the price of cow. We bon search say kika 10,000. The omuye fat no. We nya crampo no na kika 10,000. Inti no and blow the minds of Ghanaians. Stating said 3 days be out of 1 cow. Now government of Ghana benye sika wen na chess omu they are maintaining these animals according to a Cheddar say omu timi esizi efri ni ho say assistance now or documentation to keep these animals. Pieces of information they told out with and the Dusty no emu drew essentially a very very educative. Mumenya abotre ni enko share the full video. All credit to Hit FM.
You are not on social media yet. There seem to be some scandals that came around you. How do you manage those? For example, the animals or the zoo effect. Recently, there was something that came up, which we all saw that it was fake. I think you came out to refute that.
Yeah.
There was some AI generated story. I saw that on social media. I felt disgusted anyway when I saw it. How do you manage all of these scandals when they are thrown at you?
Well, I mean, it's not crime to own tigers, but it's also...
Well, where are they anyway?
They're in the zoo now. It's also beyond achievement to own tigers. You see, the story of my tigers is Kunta and Kinte. If Ghanaians could take their time and really study what this young man is doing, I am sending them a great message. They should stop looking at the messenger. They should concentrate on the message. Kunta and Kinte were 2 tigers who were supposed to belong to the forest. But I took them from Dubai and South Africa and brought them into Africa, a place where the Asian man said that tigers will never survive. In East Africa, in West Africa, and North Africa, they only allow the appendix of the Forestry Commission that is only South Africa that has full climatic control of weather would have tigers. So I asked myself the question, this Chinese man, how dare you? You don't have any gold in China. But my gold survives in China. It doesn't run back to Africa. But you are telling me that your tigers will not survive in Africa. So I brought the 2 of them, that I have kidnapped them from the forest and told them the story of the black people, Kunta, Kinte, how you took our people to America and other places and they multiplied. Today we have Jamaica and everything. So that's the same thing. I have created a tigers that live with the human domestically. They can hear, they listen, they sit, they eat, they even play football.
Those tigers?
Yes, and they're going to breed. And I'm going to prove to the world that no, you're wrong. That's one. Two, I knew that would open the tourism sector of this country, and we will become the first country in West Africa, East Africa, and North Africa that have breeded tigers and own tigers. Thirdly, I wanted to build a zoo as part of my portfolio. See, I've built a museum, I've built commercial, residential, industrial. Now I was on my national project, and I knew at the same time Kunta and Kinte was going to give me that uprising spirit, to go into building a zoo. And all of these things are being fulfilled. So there were the radio, there were the presenters, the media, everybody was talking, they can talk whatever whatsoever. What I do is I have a total concentration, Andy. It's the perfect method. I'm just doing exactly what I envision. I know that Ghana is going to benefit from that later. I know that we will be proud someday that yes, if you're talking about tigers being breeded in Africa, it's one of the places that they will point. And I know that this will lead us to expand our safari parks and have one of the biggest parks in the country, to understand the value of animals and even human beings. Because as a country, I don't even think we have value for the humans, let alone come down. Of course, if we did, I don't think we will be having a crash economy with 86% people jobless, without any taxes, welfare prepared for disabled, for the country, for the nation. I don't think people will come from outside and become extremely successful and go out, and the inside people will become extremely stressful. And then the stress is what is stressing our economy. Because when your people stress, your economy stress. When your people are happy, your economy booms. So that's the value that we haven't given to our people. I just want to know if we can point 5 people in this country that we can say through our governance, since we were talking about governance, or that they have created as millionaires or billionaires. You can't point them. They're all going to be people who are hiding because they signed a contract with the government to do some road and they didn't do it properly, but they've made millions. But you see, in America, they can simply point at Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, billionaires, on and on and on. So that is the foundation and the support of the economy. If you take these people out of the country, half of the country can fall. Because a lot of people are depending on Facebook, Instagram, this software, this, that, banking software. All the people are from the country. They're not from outside. There's nobody who's from Ghana that is doing something big for the national state of America that controls their internal affairs and their national system. Even if there is one, they will nationalize that person. You will not see him again. They will make him American. So if the value is indoctrinated into people and instilled into people, then the returns of that value becomes part of the national wealth, contribution, the support, and the skill set that is transcended onto the ones who are following.
So when they were taking the animals from you,
nobody took any animals from me. They can't take any animals from me. You saw the headlines. Freedom Jacob Caesar gets the approval to keep 2 tigers at home. That's what happened. And it came from the appendix. They tried to. They didn't even have the facility. I had the facility. I built it behind my house. And I knew the stories of the tigers. I was ready. And then I want to just say thank you for the Forestry Commission for, after whatever months and years of trying to get land to build a zoo that the nation will benefit from. Eventually, they had to give me after all this fight. Because if not, I would have kept the tigers. And maybe one day they would have had to get on the street. But thank God, we built the zoo. It took us 9 months. We built a world-class zoo.
So are they in your possession now?
It's always been in my possession. The tigers are my animals, and I've been feeding them. I fed them with 1 cow every 3 days. The 2 of them.
You feed them with a cow?
Yeah, it's very expensive to keep them. If not, they would eat you. Yeah. You have to feed them. You have to let them, because you are flesh. If you're not giving them any flesh and you're standing in front of them, yeah, they have to use you as a substitute. So, and it's right. I read in some part of the Bible that, the king is blessed for even taking care of his animals. Okay, and the animals happen to be in my hand. For me, I see the value of the animals even more than one of them. The value is more than maybe number one has a whole building that is worth millions, because I can never measure life with materials. Okay, everything in this world has come out of people's existence. So the value of people being alive and living things, being respected and being alive, is more important to me than a material that has been, fabricated, formulated, or somehow built.
I like what you just said. What is your biggest fear?
God. I have no fear, but when it comes to God, I'm scared. I'm scared of wronging him. I'm scared of doing some of the things, kill, adultery, steal, robbing people, being unfair to people. Well, I'm really scared of God in all of these things, so I stay away from that. I try my best not to look on top of my shoulder, and that's my best weapon. My best weapon is not my security or people following me with guns. My best weapon is knowing in my heart that I'm clean, I'm fair, and I'm living life the way it's supposed to be lived. I'm not breaking the rules of the Almighty. I'm not breaking the rules that could destroy a part of the universe or a part of this nature. It makes me feel very good and powerful.
Therefore, that was Jacob Freedom Caesar, a presidential aspirant. Ono NAD, the new force. Ano ena ochechemu what actually transpired with any tigers are trending massively in the country Ghana. As earlier stated, or say a war, the possession. Ubetimi do adwin chere afa ye comment session no amai. Vimbas TV so ena muwe.
Vimbas TV.